Entirely depends on the business. Many businesses, especially if it's a personal service business, requires a number of years of transition because you have to transfer the relationships and the trust of the clients to the new owners, operators. If it's a not simple, but a manufacturing business where the product sells itself, maybe it's easier to turn it over to professional managers or new owners or a larger entity. But it depends on the nature of the business. Thinking about who you're going to sell to, how you're going to get paid, how you're going to exit, what the terms and conditions are. 5 to 10 years, you need to think about this. It's rarely that somebody shows up at your doorstep with a great big check to buy you out. And even then, the trauma to yourself and the employees might be more than you want to take on. In most cases, you're selling to key people, family members, others that, there's a long workout scenario. You rarely get all the cash up front. And, there may be some time where the, previous owner needs to stay involved to transition the business successfully to the new owners. In a lot of cases, that the sale takes 5 or 6 or 7 years to actually help to take place, and then the owner is there to help transition and make sure that it's successful for everybody. For most people, they have the best investment they've ever made is their own business. Really, nothing else compares if it's been a successful business. And for that reason, most owners choose to invest heavily into their own business, but it leaves them lack of liquidity. And so that all of their, or a good part of their net worth is tied up in the plant, the equipment, the shares of this business, which are maybe illiquid and may have some significant tax consequences. So I think earlier on, once you start being successful in business, I think it's incumbent to start looking at getting some money out of the business in other places, just in case. Also, it may be the lubricant that you need at the time of sale to give the owner some liquidity while it takes time to get the money out of the business. Typically, we see where there's family or key employees involved, it's a combination of bank financing and vendor financing. So it's the existing owner that basically becomes the bank in most cases, because it's just very difficult to go and borrow money to buy a private enterprise. And so really the owner stays involved and continues to have risk even after they depart in a lot of cases. Sometimes there's a larger entity might come along, but in most cases, it's between private parties and there's vendor financing involved. I think first you need to build a business plan. I mean, you have to make sure that what you're selling is actually saleable. If it's just been through the personality, the talent of one owner, and there's no processes, there's nothing that's repeatable, there's nothing that's documented, it really isn't a saleable business. It's been a job. So the first thing is to actually make sure that it's a transferable, saleable business, and that goes back to when you started business, I suppose. And then, having really good financials is important. Many business people, take out all of the money and all of that sort of stuff. Leaving some money in the business, showing a profit, shows to the buyers, to the bankers, that this is actually a transferable and saleable and viable business.